Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back. Guess what else is back? The fireballs are back. In fact, great balls of fire. There's a lot of them out there.
Oh my gosh, it's getting really thick out there. These are just coming in more and more often. What is going on?
There's so many strange, anomalous things going on that you can't keep track of them all. But what we do see, and this, by the way, was last night over Nashville, Tennessee, a green meteor that shot through the sky. Is all this connected? We have so much craziness going on. Look at this. This is a mass sighting in Curitiba, Brazil. This is a very populated, busy city, and you have thousands and thousands of people that are literally seeing this up in the sky and wondering, well, what are they wondering? Is this an alien invasion we're about to have? Is it the end of the world? It is the apocalypse after all, the great unveiling. Are we going through a debris field? Is there some sort of intergalactic, interdimensional warfare going on? The questions that will arise in people's minds when they see things that are so unusual and so stunning. I guess it's up to each of us to make up our own mind.
Well, you make up your own mind when you have your own sighting, because then it becomes such a reality to you, and you wonder, what's going to happen tomorrow. Why is this in my reality? Does anyone else know? Does someone else see? You ask yourself a million questions when you see something crazy like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Our reality changes when you have a sighting like this. It literally can imprint on your consciousness, and you'll remember it years and decades ago. Later, Missouri. Now, this one in particular was seen by lots of people, and we're going to revisit that in a second. But I just want to throw out there, what is up with the aviation world? The aviation world has endured a turbulent week, a series of high profile incidents spanning a fighter jet crash, a B 52 bomber crash, and now you got a business jet that comes down on a Texas highway in overnight hours. A NetJet Cessna 680 Citation crashed on a Texas highway while attempting an emergency landing near Laredo International Airport in Texas. As you can see it cut in half here. What the heck is going on? Again, it's under investigation. The plane was carrying 6 people when it crashed on Loop 20 in Laredo, Texas, shortly after 10 p.m. Um, a vehicle was struck by the aircraft. It was not immediately clear if the person killed was in the aircraft or on the ground. As you can see, footage and fire. This is just insane what we're watching going on. Remember, we had a B 52 Strato Fortress crashed in California. And then up in Washington State, we had a fighter jet crash. We've had so many of these, can't be a coincidence. And then how about all the sightings of this one particular event? It garnered 527 reports here. This is the International Meteor Organization, from more than a dozen states: Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. Was this really a singular meteor? And some reports were saying this meteor was literally just like 3 pounds. 3 pounds. How could something so small get so much attention in so many places? Or was it more than one? Again, very confusing. 17 states. What was this really? What was this really? As you see, there it is going bye bye. These always look the same. They really do. They always look the same. That's West Tennessee. Now look at the deer. Watch the deer. They stop, they're looking, they could sense it, and then they take off, and there it is. Okay, that to me that says a lot. It's I don't think it's necessarily natural. I think perhaps maybe this is a ship. I mean, if you know anything about the way deer react, they could be very skittish, and again, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye.
Well, deer have like ultra powerful senses because they are prey. So they're really, really, really on the alert. So when the pressure changes, when the frequency changes, when sound changes, maybe when the insects stop chirping, they know, they pay attention. At nighttime I can come in and just turn the faucet on for just a second, and the deer are out front. They hear that. So they are amazing. With the slightest change in pressure, they can sense that. So there was a frequency change there, and they just knew it. So with that frequency change, it tells me, like, with this super solid 3-pound rock, it carries a huge, huge wave of energy with it.
Yes, they can read your mind. I mean, deer, a lot of times, when you look at them, all of a sudden they'll feel when you're looking at them. They'll feel it, they'll sense it. So, is this a natural object? Well, again, this is a totally different situation, but it looks just like the same object. This one received 12 reports over Maine, New Brunswick, and Quebec. These are all in the last few days. This is Connecticut and 2 other states, including, again, Canada. As you can see, they it almost seems like you're looking at the exact same thing.
Stunning sight on camera. Shauna Yazzie of Gamerco, New Mexico, sent us.
And this was in New Mexico, multiple sightings there as well. You could see over here, this is in Brazil, where we were looking at that mass sighting of something that was a little more stationary. It's the same thing time and time and time again. Are we going through a debris field? That's an honest question. I think a lot of people think that we are going through a debris field. This is Spain. Again, all these are occurring here in June of 2026. Italy. Again, they always seem the same. They always seem about the same. And this one is in Hong Kong. All here in June. All here in June. Whoa, there you go. So, a debris field, alien invasion. What's going on here? This one is in France, and I think this was also in Germany and a few other countries. Something is up. Something is up. It's again coming at the same time. This one is Michigan, 7 other states, and Ontario, Canada. This is coming at the same time. This wave of fireball sightings. Now, a fireball is like it's a meteor, they say, that gets to be brighter than the planet Venus. And again, the brightest thing is the sun, then the moon, and then Venus as far as our night sky. And that's because of Venus's proximity to us. So these will then, in other words, be the brightest thing that's up in the sky other than the moon at night, if you're looking at it at night. And so we had we had sightings, curiously enough, around volcanoes erupting. And literally we had one sighting where a volcano erupts and you have something that apparently goes down into a volcano, and then like a smaller something leaves the volcano later. There's been sightings of UAPs around volcanoes time and time and time again, too. So, is there a connection between, disclosure, the having to give us an official disclosure at this point in time, with what appears to be some sort of debris field? Is it that they have no choice? This is Myra.
2026, multiple witnesses are coming forward with claims of this bright
flash of light, and then this huge sonic boom that literally shook their homes and cars. I have multiple videos from different witnesses who captured this thing through their home security cameras. And the very first one captures the bright lights in detail. But the question everybody's asking, what caused this? What was this sonic boom?
Well, when you look at this one too, what do we get? People might say, it's just thunder, people. Relax, chill. It's just thunder. Kissimmee, Florida, by the way, getting these booms. But, I've experienced that myself firsthand, where to me it sounded like what we would take as thunder wasn't necessarily thunder. It was like thunder was happening, but something else was happening too. And then don't forget, we had up in Massachusetts, we had those big booms, Massachusetts and Rhode Island, that literally shook people's, made their knees shake. They were so loud and scary. And then Columbia, South Carolina, we had the same thing going on. Is all this tied in together? That thunder that lasts forever, could it be, like some have said, that a lot of what we take to be natural sometimes may not be natural at all, could. Well, ultra-terrestrials, let's say, beings with advanced technology and understanding of how how this reality works, could they literally take advantage of some sort of plasma storm, lightning storm, to recharge vehicles?
I know. What are we seeing here? This is all across everywhere, and the noise is very strange, and it's almost in a way harp-like. So you got to wonder.
Yeah, I mean, it just rolls on and on and on. This is talking about hundreds of reports pouring in from Tennessee yesterday regarding a sonic boom heard in Knoxville and Maryville, to Seaverville, Morristown, and even Chattanooga. This is showing a broken sliding door. Now, I'm curious, does anybody know of anything? I know we have a bunch of family members in that area. Have any of you guys heard anything about more sonic booms in Tennessee? Like yesterday, this is crazy what we're getting here. This was recorded back on the 28th. There's different orbs that you see and some interesting interactions. Again, we have disclosure ongoing. They're giving us these batches of UFO, UAP sightings that they want to share with us now at this time when we're getting so many other unusual reports. And then we have the world at war at the same time. We had that whole crazy drone fiasco going on in New Jersey a couple years back. All these things, are they all tied in together? Have you ever seen the X-59? This is a pretty wild plane. There was a lot of mystery, and at first they were trying to conceal this. This breaks the sound barrier, but because the nose is shaped the way it is, it makes it so you don't get those big sonic booms. Again, military aircraft will cause often a lot of sonic booms when they break the sound barrier. Could it be that, some of what we're seeing is literally just military craft and, doing different things, testing different things? This particular craft, the Lockheed Martin X-59 Quest, it's experimental, it's NASA, and it is all about quiet. supersonic flight technology. So if we did have, ultra terrestrials visiting us, wouldn't you think they would have the ability to be very, very stealthy and quiet and not make so much noise? And then we have all these weird, anomalous sightings of things. Disclosure. This is Department of War publishing the third release of declassified and historical UAP files as part of the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters. Well, the moon itself,
Blinked, right?
the moon itself is not what we've been told, and many people have had direct experience seeing in fact the moon kind of change. I myself I've watched it like literally been turned off. Not too dissimilar from that, not exactly like that. It was different. But I do believe that there is a holographic projection that's overlaid on the moon. And if we could see it as it really is, it wouldn't be what they are showing us. This is part of that new drop, and this is going back to October 2024. Northeastern United States, light source below the horizon, hovering above a pond. Luminous object resembles a plasma-like sphere. We've had so many that are clearly not solid in our density, that are pure energy, that literally seem to be living entities in some cases.
Yeah, I mean, so much information coming forward, it makes it very difficult for the masses to continue to ignore.
Yeah, so the question is, what lies ahead, guys? What lies ahead? Maybe we should, again, keep our eyes to the skies and see what we could catch in our own area. I think, again, people tend to be so busy in their lives, they don't even take the time to look up. They're probably missing things happening right in front of their faces if they would just look up or take a moment to ground and still yourself.
Indeed.
These little guys are all ready. They got their house all tidied up and ready to go for whatever comes.
Yeah, that's minimalist living there.
It sure is. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm. Thank you so much for your support. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.